Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and today for the first time ever in a very long time, I actually woke up to a massive loss in my portfolio of around 5% for the very first time in a very long time. And if you ask me, around 4 years ago, I would have grabbed all my money very quickly and sold it, but today, this morning, I just got very excited and smiled and said literally, it's time to go and buy some more. So in this video right here, guys, I'm going to give you guys my 3-step plan to make the most money from the stock market crash right now so you can actually capitalize on it and not just lose a ton of money off of it, okay? And by the way, a great quote about this entire thing that's happening right now is basically, no one gets hurt in a roller coaster ride unless you jump off. By the way, that's by Dave Ramsey, which I'm not a big fan of, but he does have some great quotes, and that is one of my favorite ones right there. So again, if you don't jump off, you will be good because again, the market will bounce back. Now, guys, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and start the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. And on top of that, also gently destroy the like button. And without further ado, let's get into this video and talk about the first step I'm going to take to actually make a ton of money from this entire stock market crash right now. Well, the first thing you have to worry about, guys, basically, you want to be prepared, plus you want to understand the market and everything that's going on right now so you can make the most amount of money. And usually by being prepared and having an understanding, this right here brings something called confidence, meaning you'll be confident in exactly what you're doing and your strategy, and you won't start panicking like everyone else is about to when the stuff, not the, the word I was gonna say there, but when the stuff hits the fan, okay? So here's what I recommend you guys do, okay? If you want to get the understanding of everything right here, the first step you want to take is actually go out there and read these 2 books right here. The first one is called The Intelligent Investor, and that's by Benjamin Graham. The second one is called The Little Book About Investing by John C. Bogle. Now, the first book will teach you guys exactly how to invest into individual stocks, like for example, Tesla, Apple, Walmart, Amazon, Google, all those companies, you learn exactly how to analyze them and how to invest into them correctly without having to be like, well, I think it's gonna go great because everyone on YouTube is saying so. No, you'll know exactly how to get everything done. And with The Little Book About Investing by John C. Bogle, this book will actually teach you exactly about index funds and why they are so effective, and also ETFs also. And by the way, one of my favorite books right there. And if you actually want these 2 books right here for free, I have a link down below for Audible, and this way you save some cash flow and put that money towards your investing when you are ready to invest. Now, when it comes to preparation here, the most important thing, guys, it's very hard to focus on, hey, I want to make a ton of money during this market crash when you are literally hungry, starving, and on top of that, you might lose your job and you don't know what you're going to do. If anything goes wrong, well, you just might be homeless. So the whole point is this, guys, you want to make sure, in order to be prepared here, you want to have an emergency fund on the side of at least 6 months to make sure if anything happens, you're covered, and you can also recover by basically going out there and getting another job and still making your income, okay? Now, how do you do this? Usually what I do in all my videos, I say like, hey, just save up 10% of your income until you get to that 6 months threshold of all your expenses, and then boom, you call it a day. However, because the times are changing very quickly, what I recommend you do, guys, is basically save around 20 to 50% of all your income and put it on the side until you get 6 months of your expenses, and then boom, you just built your entire emergency fund. By the way, it took me around 3 months to build my entire 6 months emergency fund, but now I feel like, hey, I can invest all I want. If something happens, well, I'm covered for 6 months. I can figure it out no matter what. So once you have the understanding, the market, how it works, by reading those 2 books right there, all you need to do is basically have the emergency fund so that way you get the confidence to be like, okay, I'm fine. Anything goes wrong, I am still covered for 6 months, so I don't have to worry about anything. And by the way, guys, one tip is this. I recommend you grab your money from the emergency fund and put it in a high yield savings accounts. And for example, I use SoFi and Wealthfront, and by the way, all the links down below. And if you are broke right now and you have debt and you want to get out of it, so you can join the opportunity right now, I recommend check out my budget video and also link down below on how I went from $60 per week to making a little bit over $10,000 per month on average, but now I make around $20,000 per month on average, okay? So take that video out if you actually want to learn exactly how to get rid of debt and how to make sure you manage your money correctly, okay? Link down below to everything I'm saying in this video right here. And now, guys, number 2 is this, okay? Whenever it comes to a recession or a depression or whatever you want to call it, a bubble or all this fancy stuff going on, a stock market crash. My whole thing is this, guys. I want to keep things simple, and here's why. I have friends that complicate things, but in reality, usually the simple plan always wins versus the very complicated plan that you don't even understand how it works, okay? So my investment strategy is as follows, and I will give you guys one if you do want to invest into individual stocks, for example, like Apple and Amazon and Google, okay? Now, what I do is this, guys. I only invest into ETFs. And when you read that book, The Intelligent Investor, you'll find out that investing into individual stocks is a lot harder and takes more time. So what you want to do, if you don't want to do all that work all the time, you can just go out there and invest into ETFs, and that way you are covered by having a lot of diversification. So what I do is this, guys, okay? I go out there and I invest with Acorns every single month. I put around 5% of all my income. And the only time this changes is whenever the market goes a little bit crazy. And all I basically do is I invest a ton more money into Acorns. However, I will talk about more exactly about how much money I'll put in later on for number 3, about how much money to actually invest during this time right here, okay? Now, that's what I do, guys, okay? So my portfolio is called Moderately Aggressive, and it's made out of 80% ETF stocks and then made it out of 20% bonds. Why? Because when the market goes down, my bonds go up and everything kind of evens out. And I'm not just like this, wow, everything just crashed, okay? So basically, right now, I'm down around like 5 to 4%, but the actual market is down by around like 7 to 9%. So that way, I absorb a lot of the damage and I'm kind of covered and I have nothing to worry about, okay? And that's the point I'm talking about here when you do invest with Acorns. Again, all the links down below if you want to get investing with Acorns. That's what I use to actually start investing. I've been using it for the past like almost 2 years now, and it's been going pretty great if you ask me. Now, if you do want to invest into individual stocks, for example, Apple, Amazon, or Google, or even Tesla, the whole point is this, guys. Everyone out there is going to say like, hey, buy Delta, buy Tesla, buy this stock, buy that stock. But in reality, what you want to do is you want to niche down on a market. Okay, so what this means is if you want to go into the car market, go into that. If you want to go into merchandising, go into that. If you want to go into technology, go into that. But there's no way you can learn everything about every single industry out there. For example, the oil industry. Is it good right now? It did plummet. So is that a good investment? You have to find out. But the whole point is this, guys. You want to lock in into one area, focus in on it, learn everything about it, and that way you'll know exactly when to invest into something and also when to sell very high. So again, if you do want to do this correctly, make sure you guys read that book, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. And by the way, link down below to Audible. You do get it for free, so there is no excuse whatsoever. And by the way, when you do read these books, you actually do need a notebook to actually do your formulas and everything like that. So make sure you have a notebook open to calculate everything you need to calculate, because again, examples and actions are the best strategy when it comes to learning. And now, guys, number 3 is exactly how much money will I put into the market now, because the market is at a discount rate. Now, the whole point is this, guys. All my plans are very simple. So because the market is going down right now, I will switch from 5% to 10%, and I might even do even more investing into my market. And here's why, because again, everything is at a discount. So tell me, how much will you actually put in? The answer is I'll put in anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 every single month. But there is an exception here, okay, guys? The idea is that if the market does go down by a lot, okay, 20%, 10%, a lot, okay? What I will do is I would take all the money I would have invested for the entire year and invest it right then and there and just dump all the money inside of it, okay? Why? Because I want to make sure I lock in at that price. However, if the market goes even more and more further down, what I will do, I would take money from the next year I would invest, grab all that money all together, like $12,000 or $15,000, and put it all in and dump it in right there. Tell me why? Because again, I want to lock in at that price. And even if it goes like triple down, it goes crazy, I'll take the money from my 3rd, 4th, and 5th year and dump it all in. Why am I doing this? Because again, I want to be proactive and make a ton of money. But tell me, how can I do this? The answer is, guys, again, I'm only going to invest around 10%. So I still have 90% of all my income to invest into other strategies, for example, real estate. Because again, guys, during this time, it's not just going to be, for example, stocks, but there are going to be a ton of things that are going to go for a very low price at $1. Okay, so the point is you want to capitalize by staying liquid. So not just like focus on the market. If you want to, you can if you want to, but I also want to focus on other strategies, for example, on real estate when the time does come. And to do this, guys, what I will do is basically I'll take, for example, $500 from one of my companies, and also I'll take the full wage I pay myself from YouTube. Basically, I'll put all of that money into the market, and then boom, that money becomes more money eventually. Okay, however, if you can't do that, what you can do, however, is just take 10% of all the money you actually make, and that's what I would do, to be honest with you. I'll take 10% of the money I made from my normal income and I put it towards the market. But Tommy, that's not a big gain. I want to be wealthy, I want to be rich. That's not a lot of money. The answer is, well, eventually that money will add up to be a lot of money. And here's why, guys, okay? If you had invested back then in 2008, 10 years later, your money would have grown by around 310% during that time right there. So that's basically you tripling your money, and some people even forex their money. So the point is, your money does grow very quickly during these times. So for example, guys, if you invested $1,000, you get back $4,000. $1 million, you get back $4 million. So the point is, it's not that bad, okay? So whatever you invest, just know for a fact, it will make a lot of money eventually, because again, the market usually does bounce back. However, one last thing here as a bonus, guys, is that although we will probably make a lot of money, a lot of people will probably panic. So do me one favor, guys, here, and it's that, you know, if you see anyone panicking, just tell them, okay, it's not dangerous if you don't jump off the roller coaster, okay? That's the point here. The market will always go up. It'll always come down. It's called corrections, okay? And it's part of the game. However, if you're about to retire in 2 years or 3 years, those people will be basically like, you know, peeing their pants, okay? That's understandable. However, the point is, if you don't sell, you will be good. And that's why it's so important during this time, guys. Make sure you make extra ways to actually make more money. You don't want to rely on one thing, because that is the way you actually create failure for yourself before you even start. So make sure you get some side hustles, some side jobs, and get some more income out there to actually even invest more money also. And guys, that's basically it. Comment down below and let me know, what is your strategy? Are you going to copy mine and use it, by the way? I hope you do, okay? It's a pretty good strategy. And to be honest, guys, I copied it from Warren Buffett, Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Graham, and even John C. Bogle. All these strategies have been proven to actually work by the richest people out there. So the whole point is, that's what I do, okay? So you get the best information out there, you use it for yourself, and you get the same results if you are patient and you hold, okay? Again, buy, hold. Unless you're actually doing like individual stocks investing, when you want to buy and sell high, that's an entirely different strategy, guys. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video right here, like this video, and on top of that, also subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me and TommyBryson. And before I go, if you want to watch the video on how exactly I invest into acorns, watch this video right here. And on top, I'll click my face right here to watch the channel now. And see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.